Here's some other great town names. Lititz.
Oh, it's Lidditz.
The last decade has been full of many fails. From certain leaders getting elected, to certain shows getting canceled long before they should have, to certain shows getting kept on longer than they should have, looking at you Kardashians, and of course the global pandemic that was 2020 and now 2021. But if you want to look at the best fails on TV, you need to not look at sitcoms and such, you need to go and look at local news television, because they fail regularly and often, and it's a beautiful thing to behold. So allow us to show you the best TV show fails of the decade. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 6. Fox News being Fox News. Yes, we did say we were focusing on local news, but if you really want to look at a big fail in the past decade, you need to look at Fox News. Because between their programs like Hannity, Fox and Friends, Tucker Carlson, and more, they have become the epitome of fake news in a world that absolutely can't stand that, outside of those who happily believe it. Those were the people that were praising President Donald Trump and trying to point out the truth of his statements and policies even though the world at large was condemning them. Tucker Carlson has repeatedly over the last decade been called out for many controversies about his statements and stories he runs, and has yet been proven time and time again to not just not care, but to use his show to go and blast people who try and take him down. If you really want to know how big of a fail this station has become, on the reboot of Animaniacs on Hulu, they did a whole segment dedicated to Buck Tuckerson and faux news. Just about says it all, doesn't it? Number 5. Wrong camera. Okay, and now to our regularly scheduled program. As you can see here, not only is this news lady clearly not ready to do her work, she doesn't realize she's live and she's looking into the wrong camera. Someone get her some coffee, clearly she needs to wake up.
I'm so pale.
You're on it.
Today's snow is crippling much of the Washington lowlands.
Number 4. Drisk and Mizzle. And you wonder why people don't like to trust the weather people of the world. They can't be accurate with their predictions half of the time. And when they're doing somewhat accurate predictions, they go and make up words. Drisk and Mizzle? What are you talking about, dude? Get it together. We need the weather and we need it now. Number 3. Town name. We won't go and fully fault the news anchors for this one, but rather the program itself. Because news programs will often go and try to do certain hip topics to try and have fun with their audiences. And this one was focused on the idea of going and talking about great town names that really do exist out there. We all know of French Lick, but there are others out there too. And when the newswoman saw the first name Lidditz, she pronounced it Lititz. Oops. Thankfully, after being corrected, she did have a good laugh about it, but you can bet she was ragged about it by her coworkers later because she clearly had other thoughts when seeing that name. Number 2. The weather, again. What's that? You really only thought it was one weatherman screwing up the weather? Wrong! All of you are wrong. This weather lady was saying that there was going to be some participation in our forecast. Yeah, no kidding, lady. We're all just hyped about that incoming participation. She was trying to say precipitation, but she couldn't get the words out, and so she just said rain. It's gonna bring rain.
A slight chance of some participation? It's rain. It's going to bring a possibility of some rain that will be moving into our...
Number 1. Did you grab anything? Now, this lady knows what's up, because one news reporter asked her what she tried to get from her house when a flood came and ravaged her neighborhood. Just listen to what she decided to take.
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
I grabbed nothing but 2 Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left. That's it. I tried to grab some other things, but they wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, she did that. And honestly, we love it. She knows the value of her worth, and she deemed that some easy-to-cook food and her dog was all she needed to live. Good for her. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the TV fails on news programs over the past decade? What do you think of the hilarity, stupidity, and irony of much of what is going on here in these news shows and programs? Which ones are you the most in love with? And do you know another clip that should be on this list? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.